As always, here's a disclaimer. By pointing out what so-called black people do wrong, I am giving you the blueprint for what we need to do correctly. That's how it works. When you cannot take constructive criticism, then you will forever be the same person. And notice, it's been 400 years of being damn near the same person with the same issues, doing the same damn things. These are not the cheat codes. This is the code of conduct that we of black culture need to adhere to if we are ever going to turn this entire country, yes, this entire country around. The minority has never been the minority. Let's call out a few more of these elephants in the room. So-called blacks, we don't look out for each other enough. I mean, not anywhere near enough. Now, black culture, I've proven, is what we need to aspire to. Black culture is the standard, and it's real, and it's established. We just need to continue to build on it. But black people, black persons, black humans, we keep aspiring to make this lie real. It fails. How many times have I heard the "we are all we got" slogan as so-called black people? Then why, oh why, have we not passed down ironclad teachings to our children that state the importance of so-called black lives? If we are all we got, then no so-called black man should do harm to another black man, unless it was threat to personal safety, family, or property. That's it. And to be honest, if there was an ironclad rule where no black would harm the other, there would never be a black threat to personal safety, family, or property. But see, that's just it. There's no standards of civility among black people. Call it as it is. This is the truth session, and I'm not here for the bullshit. It's the damn truth. Nipsey Hussle got shot in the street like a dog by another black man. Was the guy paid to do it? Who knows? But if we had a code, some sort of black life standard of ethics, then no so-called black person could be bought. But that doesn't exist, and it can't. Because the truth is, a lot of you, yes you, don't respect black people because you don't believe in black people. You don't respect black because you don't care about black life. Quote, all we do is kill each other and we are the most violent. You believe these false black narratives even though you've got people like me showing legitimate facts that prove otherwise. You believe that blacks won't amount to shit. That's why the word nigga flows so easy among black people. You're programmed. You're programmed. I told you, as long as you don't call yourself a human being, you'll always be less than human. Black lives don't exist. There are, however, human beings who exist and call themselves black. And reality is making it evident time and again that they are mistaken in their logic and identity. Here I am teaching my son and daughter to be good people, telling them that killing people is wrong and to be respectful to all lives. And yet 46 million other people who identify as black, my people, allegedly, aren't on the exact same page as me. 400 years. Look at the shit we've been through because of this skin we all share. And we can't agree to raise and instill and program our children to at least never take a so-called black life. Think about that. Don't do the crabs in the barrel shit. Any color that's desperate will do desperate shit. Let me tell y'all something. Every good martial arts school ran by a black man has tried to instill a code of black conduct. And those who know what I'm saying know exactly what I'm saying. I'm a product of one of those schools, and I'm proud of that fact. Why do you think so many black martial arts schools have disappeared? Some were poorly ran, but for the most part, our children turned to guns. They did this because the so-called black family didn't push their child to keep at it. Keep going to classes. Don't give up. No, the black family concept is broken. All men and women need therapy. Just look around. This is the age of therapy for a damn reason. All people, creeds, color are in therapy. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. It's the truth. It's evident. It's right fucking there. How far do you think we can get if men and women don't talk to one another? Black men and women have a hard time talking to one another, and you can plainly see how it causes issues between us. We literally don't know how to talk to one another, and yet we part of the same people, right? I'm just pointing out the fact that if you aren't of sound mind, if you can't even hold a conversation, it's pretty difficult to have patience for a child who needs guidance. And everything I'm saying is all for the future, which is our children. You see, if we keep it black, it's a black family problem. But if we keep it human, then the truth becomes more evident in that plenty of families are broken. Plenty of kids give up. Plenty have turned to guns. Yes, usually so-called white kids shoot up schools versus blacks who shoot up clubs. But the point is, we are all humans with most of the same issues. Though to be fair, there are specific systemic situations like redlining, unequal educational opportunities, and Klansmen and women in strategic positions of influence, etc., that affect African Americans. Again, systemic racism and discrimination and overt racism does exist. However, since all we see is in our black world of view, our problems only happen to us. We always fucking up. We always go to jail. We can't keep our families together. Our men and women are damaged. It's a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie. That's why my parents told me to travel. Once you see different parts of the United States, and even overseas like I did in the military, you'll see the truth. Plenty of human beings have the same issues. You completely forget about so-called white trash, trailer park trash, and rednecks with low reading levels, poor living conditions, low aspirations, broken homes. Truth is that black problems are an American problem all around. Again, if you can fix black people's problems, you'd fix everyone's problems. They don't say black divorce rates are skyrocketing. They say divorce rates in America are skyrocketing. Period. All our children are suffering for our failings as adult human beings. So forget about the black code of conduct. I mean, for God's sakes, if Catholic priests can't control their members from raping children, then the black code of conduct was probably just a pipe dream. But it was a good one. We may as well continue to work on human morality. And lastly, let me address the typical black person question. Why exactly do we always tear down each other if it's not the crabs in a barrel syndrome? It's easy to answer, and it's deeper than you think. At first, you think it's because so many of us come from less, and when we see someone with more than us, we want it, but can't have it, so we get jealous. Some take it a step further and start to hate, which leads to crime and death and incarceration. This is true to an extent, but if that were truly the case 100, then why doesn't everyone in Fort Greene projects in Brooklyn have a criminal record? Marcy projects. By definition of desperation, every person who had less than someone else with more should be a hater and an eventual criminal. I mean, we blacks always tear down each other, right? Means every one of us will do it, right? It's a false narrative. Consider this. In the business world, there are plenty of people who rob and scheme and steal. Plenty of people who will do whatever in order to get ahead, and these people have money. Dog eat dog. It's not just some black shit. It's not just some hood shit. Listen, so-called black people, we never notice how deep the American conditioning actually is. Haven't you noticed that this country only respects conquerors? It only respects the biggest and the baddest. It only respects vicious behavior, criminal behavior even. A wise and successful businessman told me years ago, if you have no scruples, if you don't care about who you walk over on your way to the top, you'll make it very far. And that is the truth. You have to remember how the house was built. This country was founded on conquering and viciousness. Diplomacy is for pussies, and it usually only happens when you show the other person that you are just as vicious as they are. When the other country is just as powerful or more vicious than America, that's when diplomacy isn't looked at as weak. Every time you watch TV or see a movie, when you see the biggest anything, the toughest anything, the strongest anything, it's conditioning. Meanwhile, in other countries, other cultures, spirituality may be stressed. The most spiritual person is the best, the richest, like in India. In Japan, when I was there, the commercials are totally different. Yes, you see products, but the people in the commercials are more respectful to one another. Japan is big on respect. Over there, you can blackmail an executive by threatening to embarrass him publicly. Meanwhile, in America, you gotta have recordings, like a bunch of them, in order for an exec or a politician to even consider stepping down. People tearing down one another is not a black man and woman's problem. It's as American as apple pie, son. It's American culture, fueled fueled by capitalism and buddyism, aka who you know that can get you more money or mess with your money. But it's all about bigger, biggest, the best. In order to make sure that people always believe to strive to be the biggest and the best in order to make money. Never ignore the ideals that the country is built upon, folks. Until society realizes different and better, those ideals remain no matter what.